following one of really the only first miscues out of Chaminade-Madonna, St. John's is on the scoreboard with a huge pick six. Ready to kick the football back to the Lions. And now for the Cadets, you've got 3:41 to go in the second quarter. If you can force a stop here, try to get a quick score, make this a one-score game. I think if you're head coach Pat Ward, I think you'd be pretty happy with that given how things have gone here early.
Unquestionably. Even if you just make that stop and don't score, and it's a two-score game, the way this thing was headed, it was going to be Chaminade 35, St. John's nothing by the half. So it's a welcome return. Good job there. Trader working it.
Yeah, big special teams play there. Josiah Trader on the return, but not able to make very much of that one as he was tripped up pretty early. Great job by the St. John's College High special teams unit. Their kick coverage getting downfield and doing their job. It'll be 3:33 to go. I believe we may have an injured player on the field. Coaching staff trying to coach up their players, letting them know. So just firing them up there. That's just got to be huge. Just keep your head up. We're still in this game. We got a long, long way to go.
Yeah, and the reason why is that guy right there. A huge interception. Tariq uncatchable once he broke on that ball. He read that right out of the hand of Cedric Bailey. And the trick with the pick six is you got to go right back out there and try and do something else.
And look at that. The Cadets fired up on the sideline. The offensive linemen and some of the reserves of the Cadets supporting their teammates, but right there, a huge play and a big stop. Adrian Littleton, 6'1", 240-pound defensive end, making the stop for the Cadets.
We have seen handoff issues for both teams, very much looking like week one right there. Bobbled it briefly, brings it in, does not matter. Adrian Littleton flying in and making a nice play.
Quick throw by Bailey, and he is going to get that one completed to Edwin Joseph. Quick hitter to try to get some positive yardage. And a quick third down as the Lions tried to pick up the pace there and move a little quicker.
A little confused.
Bailey sets to throw. He'll look to take off, still looking downfield, buys enough time, finds the open man, Jeremiah Smith. And the Lions are going to have a first down.
Athleticism and skill can atone for a lot of things. Fighting all the way around. Hey, offensive line gets it done, gives him enough time to find Jeremiah Smith.
Shout out to Davian Gauss. They're doing a great job in pass blocking for his quarterback. And Gauss is going to catch the swing pass, but the Cadets were ready for it. That's going to be number 15, Rayon Williams, a 5'10", 190-pound freshman, making an impact for the St. John's team. Coach Ward talked about it. He said there's some freshmen on this team that he really, really likes and thinks that they're going to have a bright future. Even if they aren't necessarily starters right away, they're going to get in there and they're going to make an impact for this team.
Guys that aren't even in school yet, technically.
Yes. Quick hitter here by Bailey, and the Cadets are scrambling. And a nice run after the catch for Josiah Trader, such a shifty runner and able to get a lot of extra yardage there once he completed the catch.
Chaminade lives in Rack City.
Bailey going to keep it and is met. That's going to extend the ball, and this is going to be very close to first down yardage, and he is going to get it. So a very smart play by the junior Lions quarterback, knowing where the sticks are.
That's the type of play when you're a top-level D1 athlete you're going to make.
And you see the Lions. They're starting to hurry up. They want to go quick. Quick hitter to the outside. What a move there. Edwin Joseph able to pick up some extra yards, and looks like we may have a Cadet down, and that appears to be number 6, Trent Brown, one of the senior defensive backs of this team. Like he came up limping just a bit. So with about a minute and 20 seconds left in the second quarter, both teams still with one timeout. Chaminade trying to punch it in one more time. We'll be back in just a moment here on Flow Sports. Wilson and Corey Brooks with you with 1:15 to go in the second quarter. Cedric Bailey throws off his back foot, finds a wide open receiver, and down the field goes number 10, Dwayne Thomas, with another big catch for the Lions.
Exact same play we saw earlier, just letting Dwayne Thomas get to the middle of the field. He runs that post route to perfection.
Lions are on the move inside the 25-yard line. Around a minute to go as the clock starts to wind. Bailey, two receivers up top. One down low, going to fire to the left, and perfect throw. Touchdown, Lions. Josiah Trader went up and got it.
Sometimes it's about ball speed. Other times it is pure touch. Floating that over 3 different defenders right into Trader's breadbasket. That is an absolutely sensational throw from Cedric Bailey, and 99% of high school defenses have no chance against something like that.
Looked to be about a 28-yard pitch and catch for the Lions. Field goal, or rather extra point, is up, but a penalty flag. Encroachment against the Cadets of St. John's.
A few feet closer.
Yeah, get a little closer. See the Lions kind of motioning over to the team. Are we kicking this again?
They want to go for 2.
We're going to go for 2. What are we doing here? Looks like they'll line back up again. They'll go a yard and a half closer.
I think if this was a closer game, they'd probably try and go for 2. But right now, especially before halftime, you don't want anything to deter from the massive momentum you built up.
Looking to try to go back up by 21. And kick is up, and it's good. Chaminade strikes quickly with less than a minute to go in the first half. There it is, Bailey to Trader for 6. Here at Brian Piccolo Memorial Stadium on the campus of St. Thomas Aquinas, where Chaminade has just gone up by 21 following a huge touchdown throw from Cedric Bailey to Josiah Trader, and the kickoff goes into the end zone. And Corey, if you're St. John's, are you just looking to try to get to the locker room here?
No, not at this point. Obviously it hasn't gone your way, but down 3 scores, it's a pretty low-risk proposition. Now, that answer does hinge on one thing. Can Rayon Williams go at this point? Because if you're going to try and get down the field quickly and give yourself maybe even a field goal attempt, you're going to need 1-4, and right now, not seeing a 14 in that huddle.
It's been a tough start to this game as Rayon Williams has left the field several times due to what looks like cramping issues. But now what I think you're almost kind of forced to have to put Miles Slade at the wide receiver position to give you a target. And so for the Cadets, they're going to roll with the young sophomore. And right on cue, there he is, Miles Slade, getting a big reception for the Cadets and quickly getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
Good play. Just get up, get out of bounds quick. Need a few more of those. Chaminade, though, is going to be content to give you those quick hitters.
Cadets break the huddle with 42 seconds left. Still one timeout in their back pocket if they need it. So they do have the option to work the middle of the field. And remember, if you get a first down, the clock's going to stop temporarily. French firing over the middle and right on the money for his intended receiver, Amir Wallace-Jones, a 6'1", 200-pound sophomore, and that's a catch that has to be made.
No question about it. It's a good slant route. Beat the coverage on the inside, have all the leverage in the world, you just got to catch it.
And Wallace-Jones looked like he had plenty of daylight out in front of him where he could have definitely picked up some additional yardage for the Cadets. They face a third down, and Chaminade opportunity to get the football back, and they can score pretty quickly.
At the very least, you throw up a Hail Mary to Jeremiah Smith, he's going to have a real chance of bringing it down.
Faced with third down, see what the Cadets decide to do here.
Almost have to run the football.
Isaiah French is going to look to throw, and he's going to find Slade, and Slade is going to get tripped up, but the clock is going to keep running as they did not get the first down. Offense is going to remain on the field. We'll see if the Cadets burn a timeout, and I believe I just saw Coach Ward signal for a timeout, and St. John's is going to burn their last timeout and figure out what they want to do. They are going to get a fresh set of downs, so they did just get enough for the first down. I was wondering if he was just about a yard shy or not, but he does get the first down, and they'll stop the clock with 30 seconds.
And credit St. John's for not being overly conservative there. They knew they didn't need a whole lot, so they run that drag route. That's functionally the same thing as running the football because that pass is going to completed most of the time.
As French looks towards the sideline, signals out to several of his receivers to the left side, and there you go. On the ground, big run play, trying to gash the defense. Dajuan Riggs with a big run. And the clock is going to start rolling here once they set the ball.
Great run. If they're not expecting it, that works just as well as a good pass.
French going to look to throw left side. It's got Slade on a quick one, and Slade quickly gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Good-looking athlete, Miles Slade.
He's got all the tools as well. It's really a pair of toolsy players here in Cedric Bailey, obviously at 6'6", but SJC has that size-speed combination as well, and they've also got a decent leg at kicker, so you need a little bit more, but not a ton more for Shane.
The Cadets here might have enough time to maybe run one quick play if they could get it out of bounds, maybe try to pick up additional 10 to 15 yards. As French looks to throw, nothing available downfield, and he's going to throw it behind him. It's going to be caught by Riggs, but great pursuit by the Lions defense. Gino Julius there to make the stop, and that is how the first half is going to end here on the campus of St. Thomas Aquinas. Chaminade-Madonna looking to put an exclamation point on the Broward County Showcase as they lead the St. John's College High Cadets 28-7. We'll be back after our quick halftime break. You're watching Flow Sports. And welcome back on Flow Sports. Nick Wilson and Corey Brooks here at the start of the second half. And for Chaminade, a pretty dominating first half. 28 points scored, just 7 for the St. John's Cadets. And for Chaminade, doing it through the air. Some trick plays, getting it done on the ground as well for St. John's. The lone pick 6, the defensive score. The Cadets have just not been able to get anything going offensively.
Gives them a breath of life for sure, and that pick 6 keeps something going. But the storyline of this game, despite the 28 first half points for Chaminade, is the Chaminade defensive line. A lot of guys getting their first starting and full-time reps, and it hasn't mattered. They have lived in the St. John's backfield, and SJC, as one of the better running teams in the country, even though they've got their own offensive turnover, they have some size up front, and it's been completely mitigated by the Chaminade defensive front. They have been the headliners today. A phenomenal showing for the first and second level of the Chaminade D.
Yeah, Cedric Bailey's had a nice start to this game. 2 touchdown passes, one in the first quarter, a 5-yarder, and then a 28-yard touchdown pass late in the second quarter. But the big 70-yard pass on the trick play is really what sprung this offense and got them going. You see both teams trying to hydrate during during halftime, and of course coming back out here on the field, still very hot, very muggy out there on the field. And that was a problem for St. John's. A couple of the players cramping up pretty early.
Yeah, particularly unable to keep Rayon Williams ready and active. He's right there, looks ready to go, so he just needs to be able to sustain it.
It'll be the Cadets to get the football first in the second half as the Lions of Chaminade-Madonna of Hollywood, Florida will punt it away, or rather kick it away. And trying to get some extra stretches in there is number 40, Andrew Abu-Ariel. The punter and kicker handles both duties for the Lions. Back deep for the Cadets. Going to have Rayon Williams, number 15, on the tee, ready to get the second half underway. And a deep kick into the end zone. No return on that one, and the Cadets will start from their own 20-yard line. So for St. John's, saw a lot of Isaiah French, the young sophomore, as they shifted Miles Slade, who started the game at quarterback. They've shifted him more to a wide receiver position, with Williams kind of going down. And I think now, trailing by 21, you got to have your athletes out on the field. And I feel the coaching staff and Coach Ward for St. John's feel like they've got a better option if they put Slade out on the edge and give French someone to throw the ball, an extra target to throw the ball to.
And Isaiah was slinging it well there. That final drive, he had a wide open play down the middle that was well executed. So far so good. Wildcat quarterback turning mainstream QB.
A Blount, number 20, going to get the ball to start the second half, and will fight ahead for a pickup of about 3, right into the clutches of that impressive Chaminade front 7.
Yeah, so far, second verse, same as the first. It's a good carry, but Sink just hasn't had much room, whether it's him or DeJuan Riggs. There's just been almost nothing in terms of real estate available.
Blount heads to the sideline, and in the backfield, the number 3, DeJuan Riggs, been splitting carries all evening long. Riggs will be to the left of Isaiah French. He'll takes the second down snap, looking left side's got a man open, and a big first down for the Cadets.
That's what we're talking about right there. French has had some really nice throws as Julius now shaken up for Chaminade. SJC needing some balance here, down 21, and French might be the guy to provide it.
Julius rolling around on the ground, and we're going to take a quick break while the training staff looks him over. 11:04 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Flow Sports. Back with us on Flow Sports. You see number 3, Gino Julius, able to make it to the sideline as he looked to be in quite a quite a bit of pain there on the field, but up and moving around and back on the sideline. A great sign for the Lions of Chaminade, but a big play for the Cadets and a nice throw and a nice run after the catch as the Cadets near midfield. They will go to the ground game, and you saw him make that last reception. Now Riggs getting the handoff and unable to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he may have lost about a half a yard on that carry.
Penetration remains impressive for Chaminade. You're going to see it here. They're going to have guys behind the play because they've gotten so far upfield. There's nowhere to go. Helmets are flying, but it doesn't make a difference. Chaminade is absolutely everywhere.
Cadets, they did a nice job with those first couple initial blocks to give him a lane to run through. But credit the Chaminade defense, like you mentioned, those linebackers and the safeties recognizing the run and able to come up and put the clamps on the Cadets' run game. Second down following the short loss, and French is going to air it out downfield, and that one nearly intercepted. And waiting for a signal from the officials, but I believe he caught that one out of bounds. And he is nearly looking like number 21, Curtis Janvier, but they are going to rule that an incomplete pass as he did not come down in bounds with it.
This right here is trusting your man. Rayon Williams has been out of this game. Let him try and go make a play. That is difficult in bracket coverage. Tight on the sideline, trying to get Rayon Williams, but absolutely nothing there. And as you said, Jake, nearly intercepted.
And our camera guy nearly getting taken out in that one as well, getting in on the action. A deep throw and an incomplete pass, but no harm, no foul for the Cadets as they are now faced with a 3rd down and 10. Both coaching staffs signaling in the play, getting the right personnel on the field.
And that one was coming after everybody. Camera guy shaken up, official shaken up, so they're going to make sure that he's all right, has that full range of motion in the neck. Safety first for everybody on the field, players and officials.
Yeah, we've seen our umpire. He's gone down several times tonight. He's been in on the action. That's always the spot. If you ever thought of, what position am I going to be on the crew? The umpire is usually the one that takes the beating.
No doubt.
A huge 3rd down for the Cadets. They would love to get this ball past the 50 and try to extend this drive, but they've got to pick up 10 to keep the drive alive. French is going to fake the handoff. They're going to dump it off. That's going to be Slade. Miles Slade with the reception, but unable to get upfield. Big play there by Zaquan Patterson.
This right here is the play we have not seen very much of in high school week 1. A clean open field tackle against an athlete. Patterson keeps it low, level, and cleans up.
Just launching. Try to stop any kind of forward momentum by the 6'3", 210-pound Slade. And we'll see here what the Cadets are going to do. You figure maybe special teams will make a play or kind of creep in. Maybe you can find a way to maybe run some form of a trick play or not to try to get back in this game. But the Cadets elect just to punt it away, and a pretty nice punt here. And that one's going to bounce right at the goal line, and that's about perfect. It's going to roll back to about the 10 yards, but that was absolutely perfect. Great job by the St. John's kicker. That's Shane Messenger, number 85, getting the 9-iron, just getting the wedge out and dropping it right inside the 10.
Yep, right on the green, perfectly done there. It's the little things at this point for St. John's. When you're down 21, it's your defense making a couple of plays that set up a pick six. It's a punt like that that forces St. John's. If they go down the length of the field here, it would be the first time in this game. They have lived at about midfield, sometimes even better in terms of average starting field position.
But for Chaminade, they've dominated through the air. Curious to see with a 21-point lead if they start to kind of turn to the run game more, or if they're going to just keep putting their foot on the gas. And right out of the gate, Bailey is going to dump it off to his running back, Davian Gals, who's going to have a reception and shoved out of bounds. Not much going there for the Lions.
No, but that's because Davion was the check down, the only available option, because David Ojebe absolutely sheds this block on there on the right side. Was coming straight towards Cedric Bailey.
Ojebe trying to make an impact. They've done they're starting to try to move him around a little bit more. Try to see if they can't find a mismatch or see if he can't get into the backfield. Classic option pitch for the Lions, and Gauss trips up and goes down, and it looks like a St. John's player headed towards the sideline.
That was Trent Brown kind of walking a little gingerly here. Here's Ojebe again. Plays perfect contain on the quarterback, but needs some help on the backside, and gets it in large measure from Trent Brown.
Looks like we've got a timeout on the field, so we're going to step aside, take a quick break, and be back in just a moment here on Flow Sports. On Flow Sports, 3rd down and 5 coming up for Chaminade. There you see big number 75, Deandre Duffes, the Maryland commit. Senior offensive lineman, 6'4", 315 pounds. He is a huge offensive lineman, and they've got other guys on this line, 6'7", 6'6", 300, Elvin Harris, number 70. He's just a massive offensive line here for the Lions. As Bailey's going to look to throw on 3rd down, little quick hitter, and a huge hit. Ball comes loose. Penalty flag is down. And they are going to check things out there, as that was a massive hit laid by the Cadets. And the officials, again, penalty flag came in. As you see, officials talking things over.
Yeah, and first and foremost here, you want to keep the teams far apart. That's what these officials are doing right now, and very correctly so.
Head official, our referee, Anthony Smith, over to speak with several of his other officials, and you see the Cadets of St. John's taking a knee out of respect for the injured Lion. See it here on the replay. And just a huge hit. Number 12, Kyle Washington, the receiver for Chaminade.
And Rohan Davey there, just trying to fire his guys up and make a play. I don't think there's anything necessarily dirty about this, and it's just a really big hit, and sort of the nature of the game here. Davey's a good defensive player, and just results in kind of a scary outcome.
Rohan Davey taking a hit there. See both head coaches, Pat Ward for St. John's and Damian Jones down on the field, conversing with another one of the St. John's head coaches. And Kyle Washington going to come to his feet. And a great sign to see him able to walk off the field under his own power.
Yeah.
That was a scary hit.
You see the thumbs up as well.
Yeah, they will take a look at him over at the trainer's table. Watch it again here on the replay. Catches it, tries to turn upfield, but bam, right there. Huge hit. He'll go get looked at. And we still have to discuss the penalty. I would think it's definitely going to be a targeting penalty. But now you have to discuss too about we had an earlier personal foul in the game. It's a personal foul, blow to the head there, the targeting call on, and they're going to call for an ejection. Yeah, an ejection of number 5, Rohan Davey, has been dismissed from the ball game.
You're going to get another look at it. Slow-mo, and it's so tough because right there, an official, you see it. He's looking at the play. He's staring at the helmet. The guy who's taken a very clear shot. But it's going to be clear as day here, and a really, really nice job by Scott on the field, giving you that angle. Rohan Davies leading with his shoulder. And as scary a play as that is, and you never want to encourage something like that, but it is not targeting.
But unfortunately for the senior defensive back of the Cadets, his night is over. And for Chaminade, they are going to pick up a fresh set of downs following the penalty. And their drive is going to continue. 1st and 10. More wide receiver look for the Lions, and they're going to hand it off to Goss on 1st down, and he'll rumble ahead for a few.
And so when Davey went in right after that hit, he was flexing at his sideline, trying to keep him ready, and let's see if it does energize him.
Lions going to go quickly here, and they're going to come out firing. Bailey's got a man downfield, and he's got him. Hooking up with number 1, Josiah Trader, once again with another huge play. Trader making a huge impact here tonight.
If it's not Trader, it's Smith. If it's not Smith, it's Trader. The X and the Z, the two outside guys for Chaminade, have been uncoverable. Rob Stewart did all he could. He's in phase right there, but he's just a step behind and burns him.
Chaminade will try to capitalize. Looks as though a penalty after the play was over. For the Lions, they'll lose a few.
They're going to crack down on any celebration here after that hit. You want to make sure that this game stays level-headed.
A fresh set of downs for the Lions as they will do a classic option pitch to Gauss, and he is going to get tripped up, but he'll remain in bounds. Little to no gain there on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Reddit SJC, they practice going against the run a lot, and they've been on Davion from the word go. He had one really nice carry up the middle, and other than that, the nearly 2,000-yard rusher has been stifled today. The problem is that the passing game has been brilliant.
Bailey surveying the defense. Looks things over on 2nd down. He's going to look to his right. He's got a man wide open, puts it up. And did he complete the catch? Yes, he did. Edwin Joseph with a great catch. Well, I think the official actually just changed. I think they changed the call there. I thought I saw a signal of an incomplete. Initially signaled catch, but then came in with an incompletion.
Conversation, that ball spotted at the 2. Which would
okay,
mean it's
so
fine.
yeah, they are going to call that a reception.
I saw the same thing, but
maybe that was a signal that it wasn't a touchdown. I don't know. Refs will get crossed up, so will we. 1st and goal for the Lions.
When it's all said and done, the right call was made, and there you go.
6.5 minutes. Bailey quickly back out onto the field. We'll see if the Lions go to the ground. Gauss in the backfield. They motion to the left. They give it to Gauss, and he is in the end zone for a Lions touchdown. And penalty flag coming in again.
Yeah, again, they're going to crack down on every single type of celebration, not wanting anything to get hot-headed after that big hit and factoring in the large Chaminade lead. Gauss, he's been limited today, but in short yardage situations, he is still absolutely money. Goes in, just keeps his pad level low, and falls forward into the end zone.
Well, there you see on the replay. We'll see if we can't Watch another replay of this one. There you see the penalty flag coming in, and that football awful close to coming out there.
Close to coming out, close to being not in the end zone.
So it looks as though they are asking the St. John's coaching staff if they want to enforce the penalty here for the PAT or if they want to enforce it on the kickoff. And it looks as though they would prefer to have it on the kick.
Yep. Touchdown stands is called. We'll see the penalty later.
Yep, so the touchdown stands, and on for Chaminade is Andrew Abu-Ariel, who's been perfect so far on extra points, 4 for 4 on the night. And he awaits the snap. A little high, but gets it down, and he is perfect on the night, 5 for 5. And with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, the Lions increase their lead to 28. They're on top by a score of 35-7. We'll be back on Flow Sports. Back at Brian Piccolo Memorial Stadium on the campus of St. Thomas Aquinas, the Chaminade-Madonna Lions have gone up 35-7. St. John's College High Cadets of Washington, D.C. St. John's about ready to get the ball back. Remember, a penalty. Going to change the field position here, so the Cadets should have a pretty decent start to this drive. Able to get it up past the 35, so pretty good field position. As Juan Riggs on the return for the Cadets.
Yeah, winds up is basically a 15-yard penalty straight up. You know, you factor in where you probably would have started, where you wound up. Gives SJC a chance here. Down 28. This game's starting to wind down. St. John's getting to must-score territory on every chance. And you see Seton trying to stretch it out, grabbing the back of that leg, and St. John's will get this right over the course of a season, especially as things cool off in the DMV, but they have had a tough time with this Florida climate here in this one.
And Coach Ward, when we talked to him before the game, really just wanted to try to come out and be physical up front and pound the rock, and they have just not been able to get that run game going, and their pass game has just not really gotten together either. And as a timeout has been called. It's going to be St. John's calling their first timeout. It looked like Coach Ward did not like what his offense had lined up there. So while they talk things over, we'll step aside for a quick break, and we'll come back with St. John's with the football on Flow Sports. Wilson and Corey Brooks back with you again following the St. John's timeout. Trying to get something going on offense. Coach Ward and the Cadets making the trip down to South Florida and have yet to get into the end zone offensively. A pick six, the lone score for the Cadets. And there you see that front seven of Chaminade. That's number 90, Dante Simpson, 6'2", 290 pounds, just a 10th grader.
Yeah, and it's Just unbelievable what both these teams able to bring to the table. We were just talking about Trent Wilson on the other side, right? 6'2" sophomore, and Chaminade matching inch for inch, foot for foot, and ability for ability.
French again remaining at quarterback. The game was started by Miles Slade, number 9, who you see flanked out to the top of the screen in that bunch formation. Ball on the ground. And luckily for the Cadets, Juan Riggs able to pick that one back up. But again, this Cadets offense just continuing to be plagued by miscues.
Yeah.
They're going to rule that actually an incomplete pass. That'll actually help out St. John's quite a bit. But yeah, forward lateral, you see that kind of little shuffle that he had there. So big break there for St. John's, but the Lions defense forcing a 3rd and long situation. French looking to his left and misfiring. He was looking for the number 9, Miles Slade. And an incomplete pass will bring up 4th down for St. John's.
There's nothing open right there. Slade trying to execute that comebacker, but there's no real window where that's going to happen. The Chaminade defense continuing to pitch their shutout. They haven't conceded any points, and they've looked the part.
And out onto the field, a young man that's been very busy tonight for the Cadets is Shane Messenger. That's a pretty nice punt. The last kick he had was great. Planted it down right around the 3-yard line. Had a nice kick back to about the 10 yards. Got some spin on that wedge. And it looks to be another Cadet being worked on the sideline. Cramping has seemed to be an issue that has plagued the Cadets of Washington, D.C. all game long.
Yeah, this certainly is not the top tier of game that St. John's could have played, and that's probably the biggest reason why. And that's something they'll obviously iron out over the course of the season. This is a squad that's going to be fine when it comes to WCAC play, the reigning champions, but that's why you come down here and play these games, right? Get that extra adversity, go up against a really good team, and challenge yourself in every conceivable way.
Well, Messenger gets the kick away. Jeremiah Smith goes to a knee when he catches it. So that's where the Lions will start this next drive with 5:23 to go. As the Lions, they've done it 2 times on the ground and 3 through the air, including a huge 70-yard or a double pass that saw Josiah Trader hitting Jeremiah Smith. I mean, those two, what a connection there. And if you're Cedric Bailey, you're going to have a lot of fun throwing the football this year.
No doubt about it. So many different weapons they can turn to.
And they are going to go to the ground here and hand it off. And starting to try to maybe run a little bit of clock here, get that run game going. We talked about Oz last year running for over 1,800 yards for this Lions offense.
And for that matter, we talk about being able to throw to Trader or Smith. You can throw to Davion as well. He's got great hands out of the backfield. We already saw that one swing pass. He came around the left side and was wildly successful. So just an embarrassment of riches for Chaminade.
We'll start to see some of the younger players on the Lions depth chart starting to get in a little bit. You see Edwin Joseph getting a carry there. The beauty of this team is this: they're so athletic. A lot of these guys are going to move around and play 2 or 3 different positions throughout a game. And you've also got some, I mean, I just out there, I believe there's 7 freshmen on this Chaminade roster. And you've got an opportunity when you get to a point in games like this where you can start working that younger player in and getting them, 2 or 3 reps here or there.
Yep, and they're kind of changing up their running scheme too a little bit, going for more of that angle veer look with Joseph. So it provides a different front. And at this point for Chaminade, you don't want to say it's practice, but frankly it is. When you're up 28, you still want to continue to execute, but loading up that backfield and presenting a completely different face.
Hand it off once again as it looks as though the Lions are starting to commit to the run game a little bit further. And that looked like number 10, Dwayne Thomas, starting to get some carries there at running back. And looked like some changes along the offensive line as well, giving some guys a little bit of a breather. And the Cadets going to force a 3-and-out with 3.5 minutes to go. Lions will send the punt team out.
And it's not like that's the first time that SJC has stopped the run. Even though they were changing things up, like you said, getting that youth movement rolling, the Cadets have defended the run pretty much all game. We haven't seen very much from Bullitt in this one. It's the passing game and the combined starting field position that's made the difference.
And the Cadets nearly lock that one outright as the ball goes downfield. And the Cadets picking that one up. A little ill-advised there. But no harm, no foul, as Rob Stewart, number 19, falls on top of it for the Cadets as their offense will come back out. Just trying to get something going. We'll see if Chaminade going to start to sub some guys in and out on defense. Yep, I'm seeing some different numbers out there, but that's the beauty of this Lions team. They got so much depth. I mean, you got players that are second and third string guys that, could play on could start on almost any high school roster in the area. And it's great for your future. You've got your established leaders, your seniors and your juniors. For those younger players, maybe those juniors or seniors that are maybe a little bit lower on the depth chart, this is a chance to get them some valuable playing time early on in the season. Most of these teams are still relatively healthy. Talked with both coaches. Both coaches said, both these teams not really banged up through camp or anything like that, as there's a penalty against St. John's for a delay of game. And that's big to come right out of the gate, healthy. We see it, through training camp, the NFL training camp starting to wind up. You've got teams that are having players, it seems like almost every day going down.
Yeah. We were talking about it last night with DeMatha. Last year, they lose their starting quarterback in the very first series, and it's like, all right, well, there goes everything we planned on doing this year, and still fortunately pretty successful because they had a good guy in Gardner. But, yeah, it can happen quick. Whoa.
Well, they've made a change of quarterback. Miles Slade slides back to the quarterback position. Just an all-around great athlete here. A little bit of an awkward tackle here as he went down there, kind of got him low. You saw them kind of arch forward. That's got to not feel great on the lower back.
Yeah, kind of a funky angle there. It's a familiar face at quarterback. Slade, not the backup. He started this game at QB, so just kind of going back to the traditional look and seeing how it goes against some of Chaminade's younger players. Still a lot of leaders out there. You see that number 9 in the middle of your screen. That's Caleb Stewart. He's been out making plays this entire game, so it's not a full-on B team, if you will, for Chaminade. This still poses a really nice challenge for the St. John's Ho.
Keep one of your leaders on defense right there in the middle, and you get some young players out there. Let him kind of coach the guys up on the field. French back in at quarterback this time, looking for Slade, and comes up just a little bit short.
That's been his favorite target, his fellow quarterback, and they've just misfired on a few of those. They're close, though, and so over time you get more reps in with that exchange, and it really becomes difficult with something we already saw, a double pass on the other side. You have both those quarterbacks in there, and all of a sudden, anytime, any place, that becomes a possibility.
So St. John's, a third down. We approach 2 minutes to go. Third quarter, French in the shotgun, looking to his left and finds an open receiver. And that is going to be number 8, Asa Gregg, with a catch for the Cadets. And it looks like that's going to be enough for a first down. See where they mark him out.
Just a simple out route right there.
And they are going to say he is short. They're going to send the punt team out, not going to mess around on fourth down.
Not surprised, but you understand it as well. You want to continue to act as if it's a neutral game script. Say, hey, guys, we're going to get some fourth quarter experience here. Even though we're down 28 and it's not quite the fourth quarter, you play it out as if this was a game that was even tied. So combine that with the fact that Chaminade's had some really good defensive play underneath their head coach, who has just had everything ready to go. Got to give Chaminade credit. That guy right there kept him prepared from the very first snap.
Ian Jones and his staff have done a fantastic job down here at Chaminade-Madonna. as the fair catch signaled by Jeremiah Smith. We talked about the state championship last year. 3 consecutive state championships between 2017 and 2019, and even dating back to 2003 and 2005. This is a program that has really established itself over the course of the last 20 years. There you see an incredible year last year, 12-1, 86-32 over the last 10 seasons. And look at 152-3. That stat just blows me away with what they did last year in the playoffs. Got a change at quarterback for Chaminade. It's going to be Xavier Thompson. He is a senior, 5'10", 180 pounds, and they're going to let him close this game out. Over on the sideline, getting the play signaled in, and the Lions in no hurry. Going to try to let the clock wind as much as they can in between plays. They've got the luxury of 2 play clocks in this stadium, so they know exactly how much time they can spend over on the sideline.
Talk about those teaching moments for Chaminade. It's certainly one now for Xavier Thompson. Uh-oh. That's what this teaching moment's about.
And can't hang on to it, and looks like St. John's is going to come up with it. St. John's defense trying to keep them in the game. And Chaminade, just a total miscommunication on the snap.
Yep. And
then unable to fall on the ball was Thompson. And for St. John's, Adrian Littleton, 6'1", 240-pound senior, falls on the ball. And the Cadets are going to get it at the 2-yard line for their offense. This is their first opportunity to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, they're right at the doorstep, and that snap goes to Xavier Thompson. He's looking back going, what was that? A miscommunication of the snap count, and even if the quarterback was in the wrong, he winds up being the one who has to be in the right.
A blount to the left of Miles Slade, who's going to keep it himself and is in the end zone for the Cadets' touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run for the senior quarterback and receiver. Will cut the Chaminade advantage down to 22 for the moment.
Best case scenario there for St. John's. Chaminade goes with the young backup quarterback, and they say, all right, if you guys want to try and run out what's left here and wave the winning white flag, we'll happily take advantage. They take one play, score, keeping their main crew out there and try to make something intriguing late.
See several of the Cadets players trying to fire up their teammates on the sideline, and that extra point it's good. Wasn't pretty, but it's good. And for St. John's, they cut the lead to 21 with 53 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Here's the bad snap. That sets up the turnover and the eventual touchdown for the St. John's Cadets. We'll be back in just a moment here on Flow Sports. And we're back on Flow Sports. St. John's Cadets ready to boot it away following a Chaminade turnover that led to a 2-yard touchdown run by Miles Slade. And the Lions are going to return it. And it's going to be number 10, Dwayne Thomas, setting the Lions up. 1st and 10. We'll see if Coach Jones, see if he's going to keep kind of keep that second string out there, keep those younger players out there if it's going to put him in a position where he's got to put the starters back out there. But it looks as though they're going to stick to their guns here and let some of the younger players get an opportunity for some minutes late in the game.
Yeah, you don't make that move if one score is going to swing your decision-making process. Once you make that shift, it's a commitment to the process of letting these guys learn, especially after that mistake. That bounce-back mentality is incredibly important, although you get another look here, Javarius Robinson going to get a chance to receive this snap.
Javarius Robinson, and one of the young freshmen on this team, and he hands it off to number 22, Jeremiah Averlin, an 11th grader, 5'8", 180-pound running back, getting a nice burst for the Lions.
Yeah, probably the best play on the ground today. It's just a little bit of shiftiness. Colin Gill goes for the arm tackle. That's a future Oregon tuck that the youngster just shedded.
Chaminade ran over to the sideline for some additional coaching. Trying to make sure that offensive line and quarterback are on the same page. Two running backs in the backfield, and almost a fumble on the play picked up by the Cadets. And they're going to try to take this one all the way. And it's going to be a scoop and score, his second fumble recovery of the game. Adrian Littleton takes it to the house for St. John's.
Jake, you saw it unfolding there right away. You said it was almost, and then the ball does squirt out. Just well behind on this handoff. The communication between these different groups, whether it's quarterback, running back, or quarterback and offensive line, it's been a real challenge for these Chaminade youngsters, and it's made things kind of interesting here as we go to the fourth quarter.
Penalty flag coming in late. That was a 50-yard scoop and score as St. John's defense again making a play, and it looked like a late personal foul penalty, and we can hear the St. John's crowd getting fired up. It's not over, boys.
Not just yet. Chaminade takes the personal foul as well. Momentum is a thing every once in a while, and right now, all of a sudden, St. John's gets to go to the fourth quarter with a chance at a little something.
Messenger on to attempt the extra point, and we'll let them kick the extra point. Here is going to be the final play of the third quarter. So once this extra point goes up, teams are going to flip sides, and it looks
one
like
short.
Yeah, one short. Need another one. I got 10 out here. Sure, you just ran 50 yards, scooped and scored. You come out and block the end. The Cadets showing a little bit of life here in the third quarter, as the extra point is up, and it's good. And now we'll get ready to start the fourth quarter, and down only by 2 touchdowns. The Cadets have cut the lead to 14 off of a 50-yard scoop and score by Adrian Littleton. We'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter on Flow. Back on Flow Sports, Jake Wilson and Corey Brooks with 12 minutes to go in this one. And Corey, just a 14-point lead now for Chaminade. And if you're Coach Jones, are you thinking about putting the starters back in?
Well, it certainly starts to enter your mind through the uprights and good off the personal foul. And again, we said it right before that happened. Say, all right, one score, it doesn't really change your thinking process. You want the youngsters in there. You did it for a reason. However, you have conceded 2 scores in about 30 seconds, and so that brings the cavalry back in.
Yes, the starters have returned to the ball game after a 2-series break. That saw St. John's convert on both of those drives. Back in at quarterback comes Cedric Bailey, and he'll hand it off on first down. Evian Gauze, the ball carrier, 1,800-yard rusher from a year ago. Lions look towards the sideline to get a new play. They continue to stay in that 4-wide formation. If the Cadets are able to bring any pressure here, they've got pressure coming off the edge. Bailey fires downfield, batted away. Great play there made by number 2, Colin Gill, senior defensive back.
Goodness. We haven't seen much of this today. Every time Bailey's put it up, except for the 1 pick 6, it has been to a wide open guy. All of a sudden, Colin Gill showing why he's off to the Pac-12. Really nice rangy play, goes up and knocks it away.
Future Oregon Duck. Flying through the air there to bat that one away, and this Cadets defense has woken up here in the second half, and that pass bobbled and hits the ground. Incomplete. Looking for number 4, Jeremiah Smith.
And Jeremiah Smith had been perfect. There was one ball that was a little out of his reach, but other than that, he's been terrific. Nearly brings that one in, but bobbles it on his way down to the ground. And a 3 and out for St. John's defense.
St. John's defense has answered the call in the second half, forcing a Lions punt with 11:23 to go. The Cadets want the football back and want to see if they can try to get something going offensively, as Chaminade is going to call a timeout. Their first of the second half. Coach Jones wants to talk to his special teams unit. Coach Ward of the Cadets trying to close the gap. 11:23 to go. You're watching Flow Sports. Well, there's Pat Ward, head coach of the Cadets, and the body language has certainly changed on the sideline for the Cadets, as he has got his team refocused and re-energized. Try to take down St. Thomas Aquinas. High snap by the Lions. They nearly got there. A fair catch signaled, and St. John's going to get the football and start in plus territory, as they're going to start at the Lions' 48-yard line.
Yeah, the best starting field position of the day for St. John's has come on the last 2 drives. Listen, we saw it earlier today, right? St. Thomas was up big, and then it disappeared, and Aquinas came back, eventually won that game. Chaminade was up even bigger later, pulling the starters, and now St. John's, they're going to have a chance, but they're a little out of sorts too. They, again, were 1 short in the huddle. These are things you work out over time, but you're trying to pull off something special here. There's no margin for error.
Yes, senior center Ian Miller, he was trying to fire up the rest of his offensive line in the huddle there, as they are trying to refocus and continue to move the ball down the field, and a good keep there by Miles Slade, but a penalty flag is down and it is from the umpire. We typically know what that will be.
Yep.
As it looks like the Cadets are already starting to head back the other direction, and it is a holding penalty against St. John's.
this is something that we saw early for both teams, but over the stretch of Chaminade establishing that huge lead, they really stopped committing penalties. And to their credit, that was an issue for them in their preseason jamboree. They had a ton of them, some big plays taken off the board with those yellow pieces of laundry hitting the turf. They cleaned it up in the back half and forced SJC into a lot of holding penalties. They get back to it here in their comeback flurry.
A 5-yard penalty backs the Cadets up into their own territory, their own 46. It'll be 1st and 15. Option pitch to the right side, and the Lions defense bends but doesn't break. Nice run by Riggs to pick up an extra couple yards at the end there.
I'd say the exact same thing. That's a nice power finish by Riggs. Could have easily been stonewalled. Instead, maintains that forward momentum and creates a little something on the play. But this Chaminade defense, other than when they started, St. John's that is, right at the doorstep, these guys haven't given up very much. So it's pride on the line right now. They have no interest in letting this comeback bid go any further.
2nd and 13 from the 49-yard line. Slade remains at quarterback. And design quarterback run right up the gut. They had a nice hole for him to run through. And he has gotten back to the Chaminade side of the field, but Slade slow to get up.
Old-fashioned QB power right here, and gets kind of hit in a bit of an odd way there.
It looked like his ankle just kind of dug into the field turf, and he went down awkwardly, so he will trot off the field because of the injury timeout. I would expect we'll see Isaiah French return to the game.
And he seems to be moving fine, so hopefully it's just a quick breather and he's ready to go. Like you said, a ready-made replacement option here.
Coach Ward letting the guys know, guys, we didn't call timeout. You got to get back out there. Last thing he wants is a delay a game penalty on a 3rd down when they're trying to get back into this game, just down just 14. There you see Isaiah French back in the game. We'll spread it out on 3rd down, see if the young sophomore can make a big throw, and he does. He finds his intended target, Asa Gregg, bailing out, helping out his young quarterback, and St. John's has a 1st down.
Yeah, they like Gregg, productive last year. Nothing fancy here. Just run that out route, overlapping coverage. So the guy to Ace's left runs straight, pulls the safety over the top, and with that roof expanded, there's plenty of room to go to work.
Yeah, opened up a lot of daylight there for him to make a catch and run. A huge conversion on 3rd down. St. John's, as it'll be 1st and 10 inside of 9:20 to go. Riggs will be the tailback to his left, 2 receivers up top. And they're going to go to the ground. Riggs is going to get the carry, and he's going to fight ahead towards the 25-yard line and pick up close to 5.
Nifty little counter run here, well blocked by SJC. That's Jordan Seaton there, the junior who opened up a path to create kind of a medium gain. And listen, that's a successful run. Successful runs can be 4 yards at a time, and you keep doing that, you're going to keep getting 1st downs. Right now, the attention to the young man down on the field.
Injured offensive lineman for St. John's. While they check him out, we will take a quick break and be back with 8:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Back on Flow Sports as we are still on an injury timeout as the training staff here at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, doing a nice job helping out, as well as St. John's, their own training staff as well. And that looks to be senior offensive lineman Haney Austin, a 6'3", 275-pound lineman who going to walk off the field under his own power. Deep breath there by Coach Ward. He knows his cadets still very much in it, but they've got to convert and can't waste any possessions. Isaiah French remains at quarterback. He's going to toss to his right, and they're going to run a trick play, and it is going to work. There's Sean Williams. Sean Williams with a huge reception for the Cadets. It'll be 1st and goal.
Revenge is a dish best served in the fourth quarter. The halfback pass worked early. They go to it late. We already talked about how it can be set up for SJC with the two different quarterbacks. Now they go old-fashioned, big-time play for the Cadets. And now, right at the doorstep again. They were successful last time they were down here. They started down here, though. Extra momentum required to make this a one-score game.
Chaminade just came out firing on all cylinders in the first half with just the one miscue. But here in the second half, St. John's has flipped the script, and they are knocking on the door. 1st and goal from inside the 5. Slade's going to keep it, stays upright, and he's in the end zone for a Cadets touchdown.
End to end, this is just a high football IQ play. They break the huddle and get to the line quickly, disguising the look as long as they can, and then it's the read option. And at this point, you're just trusting a young man to go out there and make a play. And he does. That is 6'3", 210 pounds at full momentum. The Cadets are big time fired up now.
The senior makes a huge play, gets his team back in the game, an extra point away from trailing by just 7. This game was 28-7 at one point. But now it's 35-28. Chaminade will get the football next, but momentum is on the Cadets' side as they cut the lead to 7. Back here on Flow Sports, 8:32 to go. St. John's has cut the lead to 7. The Lions of Chaminade will get the football. They'll take it from the 1-yard line, and a big hit. Number 18 for St. John's, Roman Richardson, delivers the blow, and the Lions offense is going to head back out on the field. Can the Cadets force another quick 3-and-out?
Richardson lays the lumber that time. When everything is going good, it's going great. Momentum goes downhill. Richardson trying his best to force a fumble. And if you're Chaminade here, you are putting this in Cedric Bailey's hands. The ground game has been stifled. Through the air, you've been effective. Let your big quarterback go and win this game.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground. It'll be Gauss who's going to jump to the outside. And he will stumble ahead for a pickup of a few. Secures the football.
St. John's had this contained at first. Adrian Littleton, who's been so good, loses that edge just enough for Bullitt to be able to pick up a few yards and create a productive play. Also got up near that face mask. Want to avoid that, but Chaminade will take it.
Nice play there by Shamar McIntosh, number 11 coming in. And you've got an injured cadet, it looks like, as you see the Lions on the sideline as we check and see the injured player. It's been a tough night here for the cadets, but it looks like, oh, that's going to be, oh, wow, that's Adrian Littleton slow to get up, who's had a huge impact on defense. If you were going to pick a player of the game on defense, it'd be hard to pick somebody not named Adrian Littleton. He's had a great game.
Absolutely tremendous, and you can see him trying to walk through this right here, and he's hoping his day is not done. Teammates firing him up, sink right there. He's had a tough day on the ground as well, so Littleton going to try and get right.
His teammate on the other side, David Ojebe, gets a lot of attention, rightly so, as he's going to head off to Clemson next year, but Littleton letting everybody know I can make an impact here as well. Second down for the Lions. They motion to the left. They're going to hand it off, and breaking tackles, a huge play there for number 10, Dwayne Thomas. It looked like he was going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage and able to slip out and pick up several yards.
This is odd for Chaminade from my standpoint. Look, Dwayne Thomas makes a great play right here. That is not an easy tackle to break. He does, and he turns nothing into a little something. But for a team that was all gas, no breaks for the entire first half, they're getting conservative now with 7 minutes to go. I understand that you want to run clock. You want to be able to play to your strengths, and this is a team that can run the ball, but I don't know. I'd be getting Cedric Bailey more involved if I were calling the plays, but hey, I'm up here for a reason.
Well, getting ready to face third down. A huge play coming for the Lions. They continue to keep it on the ground. Gauss trying to get away. Can't do it. Big play there made by number 55, Wilson Gonzalez, a senior defensive lineman. And some players having to be separated at the end of this one.
Yeah, remember, we had the near flare-up there after that huge hit. Officials cracked down on everything, and now tensions on both sides here as each will feel aggrieved. It's just a great play by Wilson Gonzalez, the senior, holding on, making that steady tackle. Chaminade getting conservative, but for now it'll continue to grind.
Chaminade getting ready to break the huddle. And at the line of scrimmage, Bailey surveying left and right. And Bailey looking to throw, but a penalty flag coming in. And prior to the snap, a delay of game penalty. The Lions taking just a little bit too long. Headed in the opposite direction are the Lions. Referees signaling to stop the clock here. I think they had an issue where the clock may have been running up top, but I believe we're going to have, midway through the quarter, I believe we're going to have our final water break of the game. No 7-point game with 6:11 to go in the fourth quarter. You're watching Flow Sports. Here on Flow Sports, misspoke on that last drive. The Lions able to pick up a first down, so it is second down. Firing over the middle, passes caught for a big reception. That's Dwayne Thomas. He seems to come up clutch again and again for the Lions.
Yeah, he does, and it's the same route that has been straight cash for Chaminade this entire game. That skinny post run right to the middle of the field. It's been almost uncoverable for St. John's. Doesn't matter who is on the receiving end of it. They've had 3 different guys. But
Chaminade just trying to get down the field, hang on to the football, and try to possibly punch it in maybe one more time. Give themselves a cushion. Low snap. Bailey's just got to tuck it and run. And some tough yardage for the 6'6", 190-pound quarterback. Great job there scooping it up off the turf.
Yeah. I've seen it a couple of times, those high IQ plays for a guy who's got a tremendous future. Edric Bailey's earned every bit of it. Some words of wisdom, and after eking out that first down on the ground, they've put more on Bailey's shoulders here. Have him be the opener, the reliever, and the closer.
So the fresh set of downs for the Lions, and a chance to get some more clock running as we're under 5:20 to go. A couple of running backs in the backfield with Bailey, and he's going to go to the ground. Thomas is going to get it. And he is going to fight ahead for just a few. Chaminade does not want to have to fire it down the field if they don't have to. If they can pick up 3 or 4 at a time, that's how they want to operate. And right here, it's going to be 3rd down and 1. The cadets of St. John's trying to fire up the crowd and the fans and family that came down from Washington, D.C. to support their team. And for Chaminade, an opportunity to try to get this clock down under 4 minutes if they can convert a first down here. They go to the ground, and that's going to be awful close. Going to depend on the spot and the officials signaling to stop the clock because the Lions have earned enough for a first down.
That second effort, big time right there, getting just enough progress. Bring out that first down. That's a great Stonewall, and it's Adrian Littleton again. Good to see him back out there. He got first contact, but it's a game of inches, and for now, that inch favors Chaminade.
Under 4 minutes to go. Lions in no hurry. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. If you're Pat Ward, you got to start thinking about possibly using one of those timeouts here in the next minute or so. Going to give your offense a chance to operate, but Gauss up the middle for a huge run for the Lions and a big first down.
Yeah, you're only going to keep him contained for so long, so give that option look, wind up handing it off. Davion gets free easily.
Running on the right side of that offensive line. And Chaminade, they've been subbing some players in and out on the offensive line, trying to get some fresh legs out there and some fresh bodies to block in the run game as we've got an injured cadet on the field. With 3:20 to go, we'll step aside for just a quick moment and be back again here on the campus of St. Thomas Aquinas in just a moment on Flow Sports. Back on Flow Sports, and Roman Richardson, number 18, having to be helped off the field, unable to put some pressure on that left ankle or that left leg. And for the Lions, they just got a huge run. Davian Goss, as the drive extends, trying to get St. John's to jump.
Itself. Not expecting that at this point in the game, so that's when it's most effective.
House gets the carry, not able to get a whole lot there as he'll stump, actually still fighting. I thought that he had gone down, but he remained up. So now we're under 3 minutes. If you're Coach Ward, you got 2 timeouts in your pocket. You going to try to wait maybe to force, maybe get them to at least third down before you're going to call a timeout here, Corey?
Yep, you want to get third and another one to force the punt. That's the ideal scenario here. Can't hold on to him too long, but right now it's too early because you used the one early. And it's funny, all day we've been saying the best is last, the best is last. And sure enough, the final game of this showcase tops here at St. Thomas Aquinas.
Getting ready to face second down. The Lions got to hurry up to the line. They took a little bit of time, a little bit longer time. Don't want to have a delay of game penalty. And Bailey quickly will snap it and get it to Goss, and he is going to get 3 or 4 yards. And I believe I saw Coach Ward or members of his coaching staff signaling for a timeout, and they have taken one with 2:14 to go. They're going to have just one timeout remaining. Check this out. Us going through, and they're trying to force the ball out there, and you see a big play there. A couple of players having a little extracurricular there down on the ground, but nothing called. So there you see Coach Ward trying to fire up his cadets one more time on defense.
Certainly going to be ball hunting, and understandably so here at this point. Chaminade gets that first down, and that is functionally ball game.
Even with the one timeout, Chaminade essentially, all they need really, if they can get a first down here, one more would certainly put this game on ice, about 2 first downs away from getting out of here. If what would be considered almost a near escape with the way that they dominated early, but credit to the Cadets. They've played a fantastic second half, and they're just going to go direct snap to Goss. And I don't know. Brought down. Ward's going to call his final timeout. St. John's Burns, their final timeout. Just went direct snap. Goss coming up a little gimpy there on that one.
Runs through here and stonewalled basically at the line of scrimmage. You get a little stepped on there too here at bottom pile, and that certainly doesn't feel great, but a huge celebration for St. John's.
This defense has risen to the occasion all second half. One of those things where I think come Monday they'll start watching the tape, and with that first half they'll definitely realize some of the mistakes they made, but they're going to look to this second half and talk about what they did right. Well, how about this? 4th down. Chaminade going to try to put this game away. 4th and short.
Isolated right behind Cedric Bailey's by himself. Does he just take off?
They'll motion to the left. Bailey is going to throw down the middle of the field. Incomplete pass, and the Cadets force a turnover on downs. What a play defensively for St. John's.
Hesitation is a killer here. Cedric Bailey, they put the game on his shoulders, rightfully so. He's got all the talent. He's got the swing pass. The play is there, but he holds on a moment because David's right in front of him. You see that big number 1? We talked about it. He's going to Clemson for a reason. It's his pressure that forces that brief pause, throw to the middle. St. John's going to have a chance.
Seemed like Bailey was just locked in on that first read and didn't have a chance to go through, or didn't really roll through his progression. You mentioned a couple of different options available. So can Miles Slade, the senior quarterback, lead the Cadets down the field? He's going to take off on first down and brought down at the 35-yard line. Remember, anytime that they get the first down, the clock will stop temporarily until the ball is placed on the ground. Out of timeouts, a minute and 50 seconds remaining. St. John's again trailed 28-7 to start the second half. In and out of the fingertips of an intended receiver, number 13, Rayon Williams,
It's just a little bit out in front of him. Otherwise, it's the big pass that St. John's.
And they're gonna try to quickly get them back on the ball here as they'll reset it.
Veteran play right there. There's no reason to take a hit. Just get down. Don't even give chaos a chance to enter the equation.
First down as we approach a minute and a half to go. 90 seconds left. Slade, nothing available. He's got to check off over the middle of the field. And that falls incomplete. Not a terrible thing. Stop. Get the clock to stop, and didn't force a turnover.
Patient approach, credit that offensive line. No passer has had this much time for SJC, for either of their quarterbacks. But right there, they hold up, give him the time, trying to find Wallace Jones in short. But like you said, Jake, that's far from the worst case scenario.
So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cadets.
Boy, credit Kevin Perry and everyone organizing this event. It's been a lot of fun here these last couple of days, and absolute fireworks to end this Broward County Showcase.
Asa Gregg up top. He's got a pretty soft cushion. We'll see if Slade looks that way. He's going to continue to keep it on the ground, and the clock is going to wind. Credit the Chaminade secondary not giving Slade a viable option there, and he thought his best bet was just to tuck and run.
Power, that was designed to go right up the middle.
Another 3rd down. Going to fake the handoff. Slade fires over the middle. It's going to be caught by Asa Gregg, but they are going to be shy of the first down. So that will bring up 4th down. Huge play coming up as the clock winds. 4th and less than a yard to go inside of 40 seconds. The Cadets have got to get set.
Caleb Stewart, the one veteran who stayed in the game when they went to the 2s, comes up monumental. The junior, Caleb Stewart, seals it.
A huge play for the Chaminade defense. Damian Jones and his squad, they looked like they were comfortably headed to a victory here tonight to start their 2022 season. But a huge tip of the cap to Coach Pat Ward and the St. John's College High Cadets. They never gave up. They never quit. They fought back. Their defense brought them back into this game, but they're going to come up just a little bit short, and we're going to wind down the Broward County Showcase. And for Broward County, 6-1 in the 7 games. Your final score here on the campus of St. Thomas Aquinas, Brian Piccolo Memorial Stadium. Chaminade 35, St. John's 28.